Well, this is a small crowd. This is the first time I've seen this place a little bit empty. The traffic was absolutely horrendous. I was coming from Eastwood, and just from Eastwood to Edson took me 1 hour and 1 hour 15 minutes. It was just crazy. So I know a lot of people are probably on the way over here, but by the time they see the traffic, I don't think I'm coming anymore. You know, they probably turned around and went back. It's just absolutely horrendous. And it's been many months since I've seen the traffic that bad in that area. But anyways, how many people here are very first timers? Please raise your hands. Very first timers. Okay, over here. Okay, that's some first timers over here. Okay. Just to give you a little information about my background, I am the company business corporate consultant in marketing. I do a lot of the, I take care of a lot of the trainings, the development on the marketing material that you see with Uno Premier. I'm the guy that they brought on board to help the company take the business to the next level on the marketing side. I do a lot of the trainings. I've been in this industry now for about 23 years, and it's been quite a journey. Especially in the last 17 years, I've been doing nothing but traditional network marketing. In the last 6 to 7 years, I've been doing nothing but corporate consulting and working with different companies and helping them get off the ground. And it's been a very, very interesting and very, I would say, an exciting experience, especially working with all different people from all different walks of life. So it's quite an amazing industry. Our presentation tonight is not going to be more than, the main presentation won't be more than 35, 40 minutes, very, very short. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do, since it is so short, I'm going to kind of fill in the gaps a little bit and share a little bit about myself and why I'm here, or my story about how I got into this industry and ultimately. And but before I do that, several questions, if that's okay. The first question I would like to ask is, how many of you here in this audience actually have any past or present experience in traditional network marketing? When I say traditional, I'm talking about companies, for example, those good companies like Amway, Newskin, Herbalife, Forever Living, right? Okay, Amway, Intra, anything like that, Royale. Okay, anybody over here? No? Okay. Couple. Okay. How many of you in the audience actually own and operate your own traditional business? Please raise your hands. Own businesses. Okay. Got one nice lady over here. Now the next question I'm going to ask is a very valid question. I assure you, it's a legitimate question. Maybe some of you might find it a little weird or exaggerated or funny, but I assure you the question is a very legitimate question. It's going to tie into my presentation as we move forward here. The question that I would like to ask is, has any of you ever experienced in your lifetime, either now, the past, present, right? Have any of you ever experienced generating, and when I say generate, I'm talking about after paying your taxes, have ever generated a net income anywhere between 5 million and 15 million pesos every single month without fail? Please raise your hands. Any of you? I know some of you are smiling at that question, right? Okay, you can understand why that is a legitimate question. But you know, I'm actually very excited for you guys today. You know, it's good that you guys are here. You're very fortunate to be here. Whoever invited you, if you think that you're doing your friend a favor because they invited you, I assure you it's the other way around. Your friend is doing you the favor. You see, in 23 years, what experience has taught me is that there's a small window of opportunity that sometimes will open up to you in your life that can truly make you a very, very wealthy person. But a lot of the times is that we fail to act and recognize, right? And so tonight, you know, I hope you don't make that mistake, because I'm going to share with you an opportunity that the timing couldn't be better. And I can tell you right now that in the industry of any kind of business, regardless if it's networking, traditional networking, high-ticket programs, whatever business that may be, it still boils down to timing. Because if you're not in the right place at the right time with the right business model, you'll just never make it. And I can tell you that that it's just like, you know, it's just like real estate, right? Location, 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 more business, timing, timing, timing. And I can tell you that the timing for Uno Premier could not be better. We're barely getting started. We're a ground floor opportunity. I know for many of you, you may find that a little bit scary, or especially like, oh my God, is this company going to be around the next year from now? Maybe they'll close shop, right? Because that is a risk when you're talking about a startup company, right? What we're going to talk about that is if Uno Premier is truly a startup company, maybe, but there is some ingredients to that you'll understand why it is a very safe company to be involved in. But you see, my story started way back in when I was 17 years old. And my father, he was that was actually 23 years ago, okay, so you guys know. Okay. My father, he was a CIA agent. Are you guys familiar with CIA, FBI, foreign identity kind of thing? Okay. Well, in simple terms, for those who are not familiar, my father was a spy for the US government. And when my father retired, his income was really, really good. It was way up here, right? Way up here back in 1957. But as time progressed, there's this thing called inflation, right? Economy, the possibility becomes higher and higher and higher to the point that my father's income became smaller and smaller to the point that it became negative. And we just happened to be living out of one of the most expensive towns that you could live out of the United States, by a town by the name of Santa Barbara, California. And when I say expensive, I really mean not just expensive, but incriminatingly expensive. This is where a lot of the top actors and actresses live, like Michael Jackson, right, before he passed away. So very exclusive area, very expensive. And my father, he was staying in a retirement home, in an old people's home, and it was the cheapest place that we could find that he could afford. In fact, he really couldn't afford it because he was $300 short every month. And every day that I would visit my father, it would absolutely break my heart. Here I am looking at a very old man. He actually died at the age of 91 years old back in 1998. But back in 1991, this is an old man that did his best to raise me the best he could as a single dad. And I think he did a pretty good job, And every time I would see my dad, I always tell my dad, "Well, Dad, one of these days, Dad, I'm going to take you out of this hell hole, and I'm going to get you some real care, real loving, professional care." And my father, he would look at me, he would just smile and say, "Oh, son, that's very thoughtful of you. Thank you, thank you." And my father, he would only ask me a series of questions every time I would visit him. And this is without fail. He would ask me this every single time. He would say, "Son, how are you? How's life treating you? Are you okay?" And I'd look at my dad because, I don't want my dad to worry, so I'd smile. "Oh, Dad. I go, my life is great, Dad. I am okay. Don't worry about me because I'm doing great." But little did my father know that I was living out of my 1965 beat-up, rusty Volkswagen, living in the back seat of my car for a very, very long time. Very long time. And it was hard. It was really hard. Life was just really extremely hard. But just like all of you, just like you and myself, we all have dreams, right? And somewhere throughout life, you guys lose your dreams. You forget what your dreams are all about and what you want to achieve, right? You always say, "Oh yeah, I want that, but nothing ever seems to materialize to the point that one day that you just feel like, "Oh, I'm never going to get there, so I'll just continue with life how it is." And you forget about your dreams, and that's because of the thing called life, right? Life is very hard. It'll knock you down, right? It will, And I can tell you that I learned something very important in the network marketing industry. I think the network marketing industry is probably the only industry I know that actually encourages failure. That's right, it encourages failure so you could actually learn what it is like to get back up and succeed. And you probably get one of the best education knowledge from network marketing. Things that they don't even teach you in school. Well, now I think now they're starting to teach network marketing in top universities, right? Now, especially here in the Philippines, it's now starting to be introduced. But I'm going to tell you something that in the last 12 years of going back and forth from the Philippines and being in an industry for the last 23 years, I've seen the good, the bad, the ugly, the most powerful, the most amazing programs that have never set foot here in the Philippines. Programs that can truly change your life on such a magnificent scale that can truly make you wealthy. And yet, in 12 years of going back and forth from the Philippines, I have yet to see a company like that. And just recently, not too long ago, about 8 months ago, I was introduced to Uno Premier. And for the very first time, I said, "Wow, now this is a company that makes sense. Now this is a company I think that can truly change someone's life on a very powerful level." And for the very first time, I could say that in 12 years of going back and forth to the Philippines, right now, we have a program that is absolutely unbelievable, that can truly change your life, and that's what we want to premiere. And, back when I was 17 years old, because of my father's condition and my dream my promise that I made to him, one day I was walking down Santa Barbara State Street and I ran into a friend of mine. And just like yourself, you're invited here also by a friend, right? I was also invited by a friend. This is when I was 17 years old. And my friend invited me to meet with her mom. I met with her mom, and the mom was telling me how perfect I was, how much money I was going to make. I had no idea what she was talking about. I was 17 years old. I didn't know anything. I was always, I would say, mesmerized by people that were wealthy, because when I grew up with my father, all the people that surrounded us were pretty wealthy. So I was attracted to that, but I never really knew how. In fact, I would go to school, and this is a funny thing, I'd actually go up to my teachers, and they were teaching a subject, and I would go up to my teacher and say, Miss Reyes, can you explain to me, and tell me, how is this going to make me money, right? And they would look at me and say, oh, you're going to get a good education, you're going to go out there and work for someone, and that way you're going to make a lot of money, and I just never felt that was for me. I just didn't feel that was a solution. So when I was invited to this business meeting, and the moment I walked in through that door, I was really confused. In fact, I even took out my life savings, which was like $505, and I went out and bought myself a business suit. And as I arrived at the place, I was really confused, because the moment I walked in, everybody was just dressed casual or smart casual. And I'm thinking, oh my God, what did I do? I just spent my life savings and bought this business suit. And what kind of business is this, right? And after a moment of sitting down, well, I didn't sit down right away. I saw my friend's mom. She said, oh, you're here, Johnny. Here, have a seat right here in front, son, right here. And she's a black woman, so you know how black people talk all funny, right? And after sitting down, a guy comes up, and he starts kind of like myself, he starts presenting. And this guy here, he's talking about dreams and lifestyle and success and money and products and compensation. And it sounds so good that you can see everybody in the audience going, yes, nodding. It becomes so contagious that I found myself going, oh, yes, great. And I don't know what the hell I'm saying yes to, right? Sounds good, money, right? And after the presentation, my friend's mom comes up to me and says, Johnny, are you ready to get started? And the moment she said that, I was really confused. Because I look at her, and I look at that board, and I look at her, and I said, oh my goodness. I go, ma'am, I'm sorry, ma'am, but I don't got $15,000. I don't got $10,000, and much less what's this, $5,000 to get started in this, whatever business this is. And she looks at me and she smiles. She goes, oh, no, son, no, don't worry about that. We can get you started today as little as $500. $500, and I look at the business suit, I just thought, oh, $480. Oh boy, am I broke, right? Then what did I do now? I was honest with the lady, though. I told her what I did. She goes, oh my God, son, who told you to spend that kind of money? Who told you to do that? I said, man, they told me business meetings. I thought I had to look like a businessman, right? So she goes, okay, I'm going to work, so we'll figure this out. Oh my God, goodness gracious. And she leaves, and she comes back 15 minutes later, and she says, okay, Johnny, don't worry about a thing. We got it all figured out. We're going to put you in the system. We'll worry about the $500 later. I said, oh, wow, that's nice, okay. And then, I was listening to her, and she says, okay, now, Johnny, you know what you're going to do next? I said, no, ma'am, what am I going to do? She goes, you're going to go out there, you're going to find people, and you're going to bring them here to this meeting. Here I am thinking, who the hell do I know? Who could I invite? I'm 17 years old. Everybody here in this audience looks pretty old to me. They're all professional, older crowd, and here I am, 17 years old. I'm just a kid, And so I had to think, who could I invite? So I was thinking about my coworkers at work, and I said, well, wait a minute, there's something really wrong with this picture, because if I'm broke, they're broke, right? So who could I invite? So I had to really think outside the box, because she told me that all I had to do was invite. That was the key word. And since I really didn't understand anything about the business, I had this great idea. I'd go to Barnes and Nobles, I would hang out in the bookstores, and I would hang out in the medical section and in the legal section, and I would look at men and women that looked more and like they knew something more than I did, and they're older, and I start talking to them, and they're looking at me all funny, like, what is this child doing talking to me for? Imagine, I was 17 years old back then, right? Today I'm 41. Back then I was 17, and I looked like I was 7. No joke. Imagine a 7-year-old kid or 7-year-old kid comes up to you and says, "Oh my God, sir, you are so perfect. You're going to make so much money." Right? And I'll do just like that. And they were so flabbergasted that out of curiosity, it would actually come. So they would come attend a business preview. And I did that for the next 30 days. I did not know, I did not understand, I didn't know anything about network marketing at the time. All I was told is that I had to go out and invite people, and that's exactly what I did. I didn't try to explain. When they asked me what it was, I said, "I don't know, it's good though. You gotta come." And after 30 days, I went out and I made $38,000. And I go out and I do another 30 days, and this time I made more than $35,000. I did $48,000. And guess what? I was able to fulfill a dream. And that dream was my father, the promise I made to him. I took my father out of that old people's home and I put him in a professional nursing home that cost me over $7,000 a month. But you know what? I did not care. Because you cannot put a price tag onto the love that you have for your father, right? And it was just the most gratifying, most amazing experience. And I can tell you one of the things, to be successful in life, I'm going to give you the key. This is one of the keys. You can never become successful at anything, no matter how good the opportunity is, if you do not know what your burning desire is, what your dream is. If you know what your burning desire is, and you have a vehicle that can help you get there, well, don't procrastinate. Don't think, let me think about it, because I'm telling you, if you go through life being casual, you're going to end up to become a casualty. You got to just grab the life by the horns and say, you know what, I see an opportunity here. I think this can really work. Let me give it a try. There's no harm in trying. The only harm is not trying, because then you'll never know, and you'll always be like, well, what if I did that? What if I did this? And it's always, your life is all about what if. Pretty soon you notice you're 50, 60 years old, and your whole life passed you by because of this what if, right? So don't go through life doing that. Life is about taking chances, taking risks. And I promise you tonight that what I'm going to share with you is absolutely a life-changing opportunity. I know many of you have come to similar presentations like this with other network marketing companies, but I assure you today you're going to see a very different type of presentation. Because first of all, I've come from traditional networking. I don't appreciate networking in that sense anymore, because what we do is called a high-ticket program. And I'll never go back to traditional networking again. So what I'm going to share with you today is a high-ticket program. It's completely different from traditional network marketing. But you're probably wondering, well, isn't it that, you're talking about how network marketing changed your life and it made you all this money? Yeah, I admit it. By the time I was 19 years old, I made my first $1 million, But you're saying, well, if that's the case, why are you saying that you don't want to do traditional networking? Well, it was all because of a guy by the name of Bob. And this is a story you really need to listen to and understand, because it's going to tie into why you want to premiere. You see, this guy named Bob, about 6, 7 years ago, every morning between 8 and 8:30 in the morning, he would pull into the parking lot. And he is not driving $20, $50, $100,000 cars. No. He is driving Maserati, Le Mans, Byron, top-of-the-line Lamborghinis, auctioned off antique Ferraris that for one car would cost over $6 million. And here I am thinking, what the hell does this guy do for a living, right? So one day I got the courage to go up to Bob and I said, Bob, I know we don't know each other very well. I said, well, hi, hello, how are you, how was your day, goodbye. But if I may, Bob, I would just like to ask you 2 questions today, if that's okay. And he looks at me and he smiles, because he knows what's coming. He's a real businessman, And he says, okay, Johnny, very well, what's your 2 questions? And I look at him, and I look at the car he's driving out in the parking lot, and I look at him and I go, Bob, what is it you do? And secondly, how do you do it? Right? And he looks at me and he smiles. And he looks at my car, which is my car there. And he said, well, Johnny, doesn't look like you're doing too bad yourself. And at that moment, I really had to correct him. I said, no, Bob, you see, that's where you got it really, really wrong. you see, Bob, I got one supercar, you got many, many, many. Right? So he looks at me and says, okay, very well, Johnny. You raised somewhat of a point, but let me ask you, from one businessman to another, let's be honest with each other. How much money do you make on an annual basis per year? And when he asked me that question, I thought about that question pretty carefully. And I said, well, you know, Bob, if I had to take a close enough guess, I would say I'm averaging between $700,000 to $800,000 per year, around 800 to be more exact. And he looks at me and says, you know, Johnny, that's not bad. You know, but you know what, conservatively speaking, Johnny, conservatively, take note, he said conservatively. He said, I do 4 to 5 times the amount of money that you make. Now, the moment he said that, I was quite shocked, but I was not surprised because of the cars that I see him driving every day. So I looked at Bob, I said, okay, Bob. I said, wow, well now, Bob, let me ask you, what is it going to take then for me to make the kind of money that you make? And he looks at me and he says, very well, John. He says, if you want to get in bed with me, not bed, okay? It's a business term, in business. If you want to get in bed with me, it's going to cost you $3,500. The moment he said $3,500, I was shocked out of my mind. Here I am thinking, this guy must be crazy. Because I mean, I looked at Bob and I said, Bob, now don't get me wrong, Bob. $3,500 for me may not be a lot of money. I can afford that. But look around, Bob, look around. We're into recession. The mortgage industry has crashed. People are losing their homes. And you know what? Even a $200 monthly car payment, amortization, right? The banks are repossessing everybody's cars left and right, because they cannot even afford a $200 month car payment because everybody's losing their jobs. There's no more money. The market has crashed. And here I am thinking $3,500. People don't have that kind of money, right? So as I shared this with Bob, and you know, and I said, Bob, you know, I need you to understand something. I said, you see, Bob, what I do is network marketing. And you know, Bob, in network marketing, if you want to do business and partner up with me, it's only going to cost you $200 at the lowest level. At the highest level is $600. And you know what, Bob? At $600, Bob, even at 600, people complain. They say, oh my God, Johnny, I don't got that kind of money. That's a lot of money. I think I can start at $200. Oh my God. You know what happens when they say they want to start at $200? I have to do all the things, especially I have to do one thing that each and every one of you here tonight in this crowd hates doing. And what is that? Recruit. Never ending recruiting, right? No wonder why you guys give up. It's really tough, right? You recruit someone, you're all excited, and all of a sudden you ain't doing anything. Oh, I got to recruit someone else now, right? People give up. It's not easy. And since I shared this with Bob, and he looks at me and says, okay, Johnny, you have a point, but you know what? I want you to pay close attention. He says, because I'm only going to say this one time. I said, okay, Bob, I'm listening. He says, well, first of all, Johnny, what I do for one, it's easier. Secondly, it's faster. And third, there is no resistance. Now, the moment he said no resistance, you got to understand, I am very, very confused. I cannot understand that because at $600, I get hells a lot of resistance. Even at $600, people tell me they don't have money. And here he is telling me $3,500, that's easier, that's faster, no resistance. How can that be? People don't have money, right? But because of Bob's credibility, the very next morning I go to my bank and I take out $3,500, I put it in an envelope, and as I see Bob, I say, Bob, here's your $3,500. He picks up the envelope, and honestly speaking, he does not even bother to count the envelope. He doesn't even count the money. He puts it in his coat jacket, says, very well, Johnny, let's get started. Now, there's a reason why I'm sharing this story with you, because I need you to understand the difference between network marketing, traditional, and high ticket. Okay, this is very important. Okay, I went from doing an average of $800,000 per year, but the moment I tied up with Bob in his high ticket program, I went from 800 to doing over 300,000 plus every single month without fail, just within 2 to 3 months. Ever since then, I've never looked back. I said, I will never, ever, ever do traditional network marketing again. You may see me consult for companies that are network marketing, but for me to actually get involved in the program, that will never happen if it's not high ticket. And today, what I'm going to share with you is a high ticket program, and it's called Uno Premier, and I'm not going to waste your time in any traditional networking. On the surface, you're going to say, well, isn't that kind of like networking? Yes, there are similarities, right, because of the structure, but I'm going to separate the difference so you can understand high ticket and traditional network marketing. Is that fair? Okay, you guys ready for that presentation? Okay, let's go right through it. Okay, well, first of all, introducing Uno Premier. I'm trying to introduce it, it doesn't seem to like me. There we go. All right, Uno Premier. First of all, Uno Premier International will be located at the heart of Bonifacio Global City, and its mother company now operating for the past 8 years with a proven track record of success, with over 100 branches spread out throughout the Philippines with achieved awards of business excellence in its network. So there's only two things I want to point out here. Number one is Bonifacio Global City. After the presentation is done, I'm going to show you what the office looks like. I'm going to show you some pictures of it so you can have an idea of how premier looking our office. In fact, the last 23 years I've been in the industry, I have not seen an office as beautiful as this. And BGC is in one of the most prime locations where top of the elite businesses are located at. So when you invite someone, say, hey, I would like to invite you over to my office so I can share with you what it is that we do, and perhaps you might like to partake in what we do. And when you say BGC, the last thing the person's going to think is network marketing, right? Because normally network marketing, hey, I'd like to invite you to see my business presentation. Let's go meet at Jollibee at McDonald's, right? Or Tigas, right? Right? It's true, right? But when you mention BGC, that's the last thing they're going to think about. Now, remember when I said earlier that usually when you get started up in a startup company, there's risk. You start questioning, oh my God, I don't know if I want to do this because I invest money. Maybe later, wala na yung company. Oh, marunong din ako mag-Tagalog, ha? Okay. Right? Well, but I have to do English because we are doing live streaming, ha? So English muna tayo, ha? Okay. Okay. Well, why is Uno Premier secure? Well, first of all, if you notice that the mother company, first of all, we are not Uno, okay? Let's get that clear. We are not Uno. We are Uno Premier, a completely different company, okay? But the mother company has been in business for over 8 years, and they're, they're making billions a year, right? They have over 100 branches all spread out throughout the Philippines. So what does that tell you about the financial backing of Uno Premier? It shows you that Uno Premier is rock solid, right? You have nothing to fear, even though it's a startup company, because the mother company's been in business for 8 years. So we are completely safe. So anytime you invest in anything with Uno Premier, you can be assured that your business investment is completely safe. Not only that, we do get products in return, okay? So there's really nothing to lose. Let's go ahead and continue. Uno Premier International has been specifically designed to cater to more premier market business professionals, investors, owners, and entrepreneurs that fall within the A and B markets. If you notice, our segment of market that we cater to are people that have money, people that have connections. Because when you're dealing with traditional networking, you got to talk to everybody and anybody, right? Your mom, your dad, your mom, your grandpa, your lola, maybe even your dog, right? Right? So you need to sign them up, right? Give them a business spot, right? So I can make more money. Well, in Uno Premier, since our segment is people that have money, to actually get people to get involved that can pay up is so much easier. It's a walk in the park. As long as that they see that the business opportunity is for them, it's a right opportunity, and they can see the return of investment, they will invest. Especially businessmen and businesswomen, they're always looking for something that they can do to enhance their portfolio so they can make more money, right? Okay, now, here we have William Barber, the president of the company, Herbie Chua, vice president, Oliver Chua, chief operating officer. Each has over 17 years of business and network marketing experience and excelling as top earners for other well-known companies in the industry, now own and operate the country's #1 most successful business model of entrepreneurship. There's something very special that you need to understand about this slide. If you notice that these three individuals have 17 years of experience, right? They understood how difficult network marketing is. They understand the tears and joys and all the difficulties associated with it. And they know all the things that they hate about it, right? And not only that, they became top leaders, so they really truly understood. So when they created Uno Premier, they asked themselves one very important question. What is it that we would like to see in a company if we are sitting tonight in your shoes, right where you're at right now, and let's create that for them and get rid of all the nasty things that we don't like about network marketing. And let's do that. And with that came the birth of Uno Premier, right? Well, how amazing these guys are. Well, first of all, their expertise has created over 800 millionaires within the last 8 years, further validating their leadership and proven track record of success. I tell people all the time, this is unheard of. Well, in fact, that is a true statement. Why is that? Because it doesn't matter if we're dealing in dollars, euro, yen, peso, won, pounds, whatever currency, to create over 800 millionaires in the past 8 years is really not just unheard of, it's actually really an unbelievable phenomenon. There's very few companies that can ever be bold enough to make that claim. So the question is, do these three men here actually know what they're doing in terms of creating wealth in you? Absolutely, right? They are absolutely amazing people. Countries with Uno Premier International business offices and expanding. As you can see, we're now in Hong Kong, Macau, Singapore, Malaysia, Nigeria, United Arab Emirates, UAE, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, Pakistan, United Kingdom, United States, expanding in India, Canada, Australia, Japan, and the list goes on and on and on, right? So you pretty much get the picture. We are expanding. And right now, when you look at this list here, you're probably saying, oh my God, it's a little bit too late. Right? Why is that? Hey, they're already there. Who can I talk to? Everybody knows about it already. That is wrong. Because remember, we are barely getting started. We're in the infancy. We're in the baby crawling stages. So when you talk to anybody over there in these countries, they've probably never even heard of Uno Premier. So right now is the timing to invite them. Because you know what? All these OFWs, they want to come home and stay with their families, right? They don't want to be with them, right? So this is a great opportunity. And you'd be surprised, the life-changing testimonials right now of people, even people that work as a caregiver, and their income is making over $3,000 to $4,000 a month, more than what their own paycheck is at working as a caregiver, right? Just being part of Uno Premier. Absolutely amazing, right? So anyways, the products. The doctor of the future will no longer treat the human frame with a drug, but will rather cure and prevent the disease with nutrition. I have to agree with Thomas Edison here, which is interesting, right? Because he's the inventor of the light bulb. But did you know that in the United States, not counting other international countries, just in the United States alone, because of medical malpractice, medicine, the whole industry of medicine and drugs, we kill more people in 1 year than we kill in the 10 years in the Vietnam War. Just every year we kill more people than 10 years in the Vietnam War, and that's only in the US, not counting other countries. So do you really think that drugs and medicine and hospitalization is a solution? Absolutely not. You can wake up one morning and say, oh, I got cancer. No, it developed somehow, right? So it's all about healthy lifestyle, having proper supplementation. So it's better to prevent now before you end up in that very bad scenario, right? So I truly believe having good supplementation, taking care of our bodies is very important. And what's better than network marketing? Because you have a great product you can share with others, and at the same time you can actually make some money in return, right? Absolutely beautiful. Okay, let's take a look at some of the products. We have the Dunes. I'm not going to go through all of them because I did promise a very short presentation, right? So afterwards, if you want more information on the products, you can go out in front and get a product brochure. Okay, this is only a business preview just to give you a little teaser, okay? So what are our products? What are some of our products? We have the Dunes cosmetic line. It's a anti-aging mineral makeup with ultimates at 24 karat gold. It's very good on the skin, very, very healthy. Okay. Then we have the Sante 8 Berries, which is probably one of the most amazing products in the industry today, where they've taken the top, most recognized, most highly demanded products and put it all together in one super formula. How is that? Well, products like, if you look at goji berry, acai, pomegranate, right, noni, mangosteen, blackberry, blueberry, right? Even the watermelon, even the anabolic enhancer green tea, right? So it's a product that not only helps you to stay young, but especially if you're a woman, you have PMS at the end of the month, and that really bothers you, it helps balance that out so you're not in pain. For men that have problems in the libido department, it helps pick that up. You have, it's a product that's really completely just an anti-aging product that will help build your immune system so your immune system can help the body fight all different types of diseases. Okay, the product doesn't cure anything. It's what the product does for your body so your body can cure itself. Okay, so let's get that very clear. It's a very powerful product. Then we have Pro Cardio. Pro Cardio is probably one of the most important products that we have that I believe anyone in the I was starting from mid-20s, early 30s, should start taking it because we know that the #1 silent killer in the world, especially in the United States, we know that, that 1 out of 4 people will die of a heart attack or experience one, and secondly, a stroke. And that's 1 out of 4. Here in the Philippines, from what I've heard, is like 2.6 out of 4. Why? Because all of you guys like to eat pot boy, right? Right? So how does it work? Well, it works very interesting. It goes into the body, cleans out all your blood, your arteries, your blood vessels, gets rid of all that plaque and buildup that's clogging it all up in your heart and arteries. And how does it do that? Well, it lowers the bad LDL cholesterol, it lowers the bad triglyceride levels, that raises the good cholesterol, and now you've got clean pipes. You see, so it's a very, very good product. And then the product that I really want to talk about today, though, I'll emphasize more on this because this is a very important product. It's called NutriFab. And NutriFab is a product that I would say is probably the most, well, before I even say it, I want you guys to understand something. Did you know that well, first of all, how many people here in this audience would like to lose belly fat? Raise your hands. Okay. Well, did you know, but did you know that the diet industry is the most rampant, most highly, most powerful, demanded supplement than any other supplement in the market? Because people want to look sexy, beautiful, macho. People rather take care of how they look on the outside before they take care of the problems on the inside. Do you agree? Right? And you know, because people are vain. Oh, no, Johnny, I'm not vain. Oh, yes, you are. We're all vain. But it's a good thing to be vain. Because when you're vain, you tend to say, you know what? Oh my God, you know, I got to take care of myself, right? I don't like looking like this. So being vain is also a good thing because you start taking care of your body. You start recognizing things that you need to improve on, right? Okay, so there's a good side about being vain. But let me tell you, I was once with a company in the United States. They did $100 million on their first year of their diet product release. And you know what? Believe it or not, I actually pocketed about $1.8 million from that company in less than 2 years. And you know how I did that? I did that so absolutely silly, stupidly easy that you might even think that I'm bluffing. But it's actually a fact. The company was so smart that they created sample packs just like this. And all I would do is I would go out there and I would give it away for free. I would say, oh man, would you like to lose some weight? You want to have some energy? Oh, sir, you gotta try this. It's so good. You're gonna lose some weight. You know, and then sometimes I ask the woman, oh man, you're gonna love this. What are you trying to say to me, boy, that I'm fat? You know, and I walk away, oh no man, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. But then I'm 10, 15, feet away and says, hey boy, you just don't have to lose weight with that? Yes, ma'am, you sure can. Right? And they said, well, let me try some of that. And this is a true story guy by the name of Tom. He eventually became a very good friend of mine. He calls me the next day and says, Johnny, oh my God, Johnny, I gotta have some of this product. This is just absolutely amazing. Is this Johnny? Oh yes, this is Johnny. Who's this? Oh, this is Tom. Johnny, remember me? Oh yeah, hi Tom, how are you, Tom? Who the hell is Tom? Right? I don't know, so many people call me, right? And he says, Johnny, I would like to buy some more of that diet product you have. And I would, pause and I say, well, buy? I'm sorry, Tom, but you see, Tom, we have a problem. I don't retail product. I don't like to sell. I don't have time to sell. I don't like to sell. But I tell you what I can do for you. I can help you get it at wholesale. Would that be okay? Oh, really, Johnny? You do that for me? Hey, I don't mind paying, retail price. We can make a couple of dollars or so. Oh, no, it's okay, Tom. I don't want to make a couple of dollars. But I help you get it at wholesale. Really? Well, Johnny, what's the catch? I said, well, the catch is you have to attend one of my business previews, right? And that's all I would do. That would be my opening. And Tom says, oh, really? I think I can do that. And Johnny, how long is that going to take? Oh, not the main presentation, not more than 45 minutes, under an hour. Oh, okay. And Johnny, is it okay if I would invite some of my friends? Oh, you sure can do that. Invite as many as you want, you know? And you know the truth of that, the true story, Tom invited a few of his friends over, and that company had an amazing, powerful pay plan. And just within the first 24 to 25 days, Tom's residual income, not one-time residual, meaning like retirement, was already at $10,000 the first month with over 100 people in his organization. And you know all they did is monkey see, monkey do. Give out that product for free. And that's all they did. They gave to the friends, family members. Tom hired some boys and brought them to Cost Me Less and Kmart, and they just went out and gave out products out to people. That's all I did. He copied what I did because I would just give it to people. I put my name, phone number, sticky note on it. That's all I did. He did the same thing. And I tell you, that is probably the best way to share your business with someone, because especially if the product works, they're going to come back and want more, right? Right? And what better if there's an opportunity attached to it? But let's take a look. What's so special about NutriFab? Well, NutriFab is a pickle plum with micropunctures in it, and it has 4 very, very powerful key ingredients. Number 1 is green tea extract. And green tea extract is a metabolic enhancer. It will actually help you lose weight. And I'm a witness to this because I used to drink C2 green before they changed the formula from sativa as a sweetener to corn syrup, which is junk now. Only the green, not the yellow, not the red. And just drinking that for 2 to 3 months, 1.5 to 2 liters a day. I never drank water. That's all I drank. I became so ripped that I had a 6-pack without even exercising. Green tea absolutely works, right? So I've proven that for myself at least. And so the second ingredient it has is poor tea. And poor tea works very interesting in 2 ways because it lowers bad cholesterol, triglyceride levels, and secondly, it helps the body to block fat, or to stop, to burn fat, right? And third, it has a probiotic called Bifidin bacterium longum, which many of you are familiar with what do you call that? With probiotics. Maybe when you say the word probiotics, the first thing that comes to your mind is yogurt or Yakult, right? Okay. Well, you see in Asian countries, many of you guys have the habit of buying slimming teas, right? And BioSlim, especially Filipinos, women, right? BioSlim, Cancunis, Bigger Lie, right? That's what I call it, a bigger lie, right? Why do I call it a bigger lie? Well, initially when you first take it does you some good, right? I don't know about you, man. Has any of you guys ever tried Bigger Lie? Because I tried it, and I tell you, I thought I was going to die. I was like, when I went to the toilet the next day, I was like, I really thought I was going to die. I mean, I had my shower here. I was having heat flashes. I had to jump in the shower, get back on the toilet, jump in the shower, get back. It was, oh my God, it was an experience I will never forget. Then I found out that you got to go on softly when you first take it for the first time, right? I wasn't aware of that. But, initially it does you some good, right? You go to the bathroom, you expel all that waste. But guess what the problem is? In the long-term effects of taking slimming teas, it's not good because your body becomes dehydrated. All that good flora that's in you that goes out the next morning, also that good flora goes out. So when you eat healthy foods or take supplements, your body's actually starving because you don't have the proper flora to digest and metabolize that food properly. But with Uno Premier's NutriFab, our product has a probiotic, so now you have the same effect. You go to the bathroom, effect. It's much safer, right? I really thought I was going to die. But anyways, right? But with NutriFab, you go to the bathroom the next day, it gets rid of all that waste. But guess what? Now your body is being flourished with all that good flora. So now when you eat good and healthy foods and you're taking supplements, every single cell in your body is being charged and fed. And that's why NutriFab is so powerful. But the last core ingredient, last but not least, probably the most amazing core ingredient that our product has that most products on the market don't have is Garcinia Cambogia. And Garcinia Cambogia is probably one of the hottest fat busters on the market today, especially in the last 50 years, that has been discovered, where you can actually start shedding pounds without additional diet or exercise. How many of you would actually like to lose weight just by not exercising? taking care of your diets, right? Much more if you're exercising and dieting, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you a 2-minute, 25-second video so you can see how powerful Garcia Cambogia is. Just 2 minutes, 25 seconds. You guys like to see that? Okay, let me share that with you real quick here.
Everybody wants to know what's the newest, most effective fat buster on the market that lets you burn fat without extra diet or exercise. Thanks to brand new scientific research, the secret that millions of people across America are using to shed pounds quickly and effectively is a revolutionary new fat buster called Garcinia cambogia, a pumpkin-shaped fruit plant from Southeast Asia. Garcinia cambogia may be the most revolutionary fat-burning ingredient discovered today. New research has found that this strange fruit may be the miracle pill that lets you lose weight without changing your diet or exercise. Garcinia cambogia inhibits the production of new fat in the body, and when the body is not making fat, it's burning fat. Scientific research shows that people using Garcinia cambogia lose 2 to 3 times more fat than with diet and exercise alone. Not only does it help with weight loss, Garcinia cambogia also helps emotional eaters by increasing serotonin levels in sleep, elevating mood, suppressing appetite, and preventing new belly fat. So Garcinia cambogia acts as a true dual fat buster. First and foremost, it suppresses appetite so you are not hungry. Second, it prevents fat from being stored by changing fat into glycogen for energy that your muscles will use when you exercise. To demonstrate, here's an example. When you eat food, your liver enzymes turn all of the sugar, bread, and carbohydrates into fat cells, and your fat cells swell and absorb this fat and get larger and larger, which is the cause of belly fat. Garcinia cambogia blocks these liver enzymes and creates a new pathway to move the sugar, bread, and carbohydrates into energy. By doing this, you prevent new fat from being formed, and your already swelled fat cells begin to shrink and convert that stored fat into energy. This new ingredient is the revolutionary new product the world has been waiting for, and has been touted as the holy grail of weight loss.
All right. See how powerful that product is? Let me show you some before and after pictures. Right here, if you notice, it's a matter of weeks only. Matter of weeks, huh? Very, very powerful. And then you hear from sexy to sexier. In fact, if you were to go online on the internet, right, and do the research on Garcinia cambogia, you see that there are women and men, especially women, weigh over 280, 300 pounds. And today, a matter of just maybe 5 to 6 months, they look like they came out of an FHM magazine. Absolutely powerful. Okay, so now let's get back to the presentation. Now let's see how we can tie in our products with our compensation structure. The richest people in the world look for and build networks. Everyone else looks for works. The famous words of Robert Kiyosaki. Now, how many people here in this audience actually have a job, belong to the employment, the corporate world? Any of you? I guess everybody's unemployed? Yeah, okay. Well, if you do belong to the corporate world, there's nothing wrong with that. If you have, especially if you have a high-powering job, that's okay. But there's one thing you need to understand here. So you are still a product of what's called a 40-40-40 plan. What is that? That is 40 years of your life working for somebody else. That's right. 40 years of your life building somebody else's dreams, not yours. And 40% of your earnings is actually going back to the Philippine government. Because when you get your paycheck, there's a deduction, right? When you go buy groceries, utility bills, right? There's always that, all these things that you pay, so it all goes back to the government. But today I'm going to show you a better solution, a way to change your life in just under 18 months. Literally, okay? I'm going to show you guys how to do that, okay? Let's take a look at that. Well, first of all, your local business starts here. Well, what to expect? Well, first of all, you get a professional online back office, meaning you can check your business from anywhere in the world as long as you have access to the internet. Okay. Secondly, you get your own personal replicated website that you can share with others. For example, sir, your name is? Anthony, right? It will be www.unopremier.com/Anthony. So Anthony will share his business link with someone maybe in the United States or Dubai, and they'll see Anthony's face, what he looks like, what he's about. They say, I think I like this guy. I've been communicating with him. I think I want to, partner up with him in his business. So that person will pull out their credit card and they'll get started right there from Anthony's website, right? And that's how it works. Business tools and materials, which we also provide for you. Video seminars and conferences, which we have two times a week and once in SMX Aura. But the first two are in all the 5-star hotels like Edsa Shang or Makati Shang or Makati New World Hotel. And on Saturdays, we also have a short business preview there, but we have leadership support and training. Now, this part I do want to emphasize a little bit. You see, many of you have family or relatives or even friends known as OFWs, right? They're abroad. And there's only 2 reasons why they do that. 2 reasons, only 2 reasons. Believe it or not, it's only 2. The first reason is that they want to go abroad so they can help their families back at home. Secondly, so they can save up money so they can come back home and never return back abroad and open up a business so they can continue to support their family. Now, this is the sad part. Now, pay attention. This is the sad part because over 97% of them that were actually able, those who were able to save up money, they probably worked for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. They probably save up anywhere from 500 to 1 million pesos. They come home, they try to open up a business, and within the first 6 months to 1 year, they absolutely go bankrupt. And their dreams are shattered. Why? Because they didn't have the business knowledge and how to open up a business, start a business, manage it, and all kinds of different things that could have happened, a wrong location, wrong concept of business, so many different things that could happen, or overhead. There's all kinds of problems that they deal with. But with Uno Premier, we provide you with a proper leadership support and training to make sure that you are trained every step of the way and supported in your business so you will not fail. So the only reason for you to fail is that you did not try to plug yourself into the support, into the training, and you failed because you absolutely did nothing. That's the only way to fail with Uno Premier. Okay, so we're very big on leadership support and training. Online business app, presentation app. If you have an Android phone or iOS, and your friend out there abroad has one, you say, hey, Brian, let me show you our business. Download this free application at Google Play Store, and you can see the business, the opportunity, how it pays, testimonials, products, compensation. Everything is there on the tip of your fingers. Maybe some of you say, alam mo, Johnny, di ako masyadong marunong mag-computer medyo komplikado yata sa akin yan right? You're going to say, well, I'm going to prove to you that, no matter what age, race, or culture, everybody can do this business. Now, I know you guys don't like to raise your hands, right? You've proven that very, very clearly. But I'm going to ask you one simple favor, just one favor for tonight. Every single one of you here in this audience, please raise your right hand for me. Every single one of you, raise your right hand. Right hand. Show me this finger here. Okay? Move it back and forth like this. Come on, girls. Come on, lift up your right hand. We're not going to stop this until you raise your right hand for me. Okay? Move it back and forth. Okay? Kung kaya mo gawin tong negosyo kasi pindot lang. Right? Business partners, reports, right? Products, compensation, support, right? Everything's there at the tip of your finger. So kaya mo gawin itong negosyo kasi gano'n kasimple yun, right? Very, very simple. Okay? Now let's take a look at the business packages, okay, and how you can get started. Remember when we first started the presentation, I said I don't really appreciate traditional networking anymore, right? I do nothing but high tickets. But one of the things that you do see when you do go to a presentation like this, it's always filled with a lot of hype, raw, right? Showing you big numbers, so you say, wow, ganda, yayaman tayo dito, right? Right? And so, but they don't tell you all the hidden things behind the program, right? So when you get involved and then you realize that you've been lied to, you get upset, right? Well, tonight, I'm going to be very honest and direct with you. There's not going to be anything hidden. There's no hidden backdoors or any agendas. In fact, I might even say things tonight that might even offend you. That's how direct I'm going to be, okay? So first of all, our first business package is the premier level at 30,600 pesos. Any presenter will say, oh, that's a good way to get started. Every way we have is a good way to get started, but I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you right now that way to get started at 30,600 is just okay now. It's just a way to get your foot in the business so you don't get left behind. It's just a way to get started. Okay, but it's not that great. But if you want to get better, and we have the 61,200 business investment. Now businessmen, businesswomen start to pay a little bit more attention. Then we have the global business position at 122.4, and this is where over 90% of our business associates and partners get involved in, because businessmen and businesswomen, when you tell them 122, the first thing they understand is that the bigger the investment is, the bigger the return, right? And they don't want to waste their time in doing nickel and dime programs like in network marketing. So when you say 122, they understand that, say, wow, now that sounds like real business. In fact, I need you to know something very important here. 122 is not much. Because did you know that any business, if you want to net anywhere between 80 to 100,000 pesos per month, you have to invest over 1 million pesos to do that. And you will not make that right away. You still have to build your business over the next 3 to 4 months, lugi ka pa rin in the beginning, right? And most likely you'll probably never make it, right? That's right, 7 people will fail out of 3, right? So it's very, very hard, okay? So 122, maybe some of you are saying, well, sadali lang Johnny, you know, yung 122, medyo mabigat yun eh. Maybe I can afford it, pero I'm not sure. Maybe that's a little heavy. I'm going to tell you right now, that is a very reasonable price. In fact, I believe that everybody in this audience can afford 122. And if you cannot afford 122, you could find 122. Even a jogging worker can find 122. I'm going to prove that. Let's say, for example, that this case here has 1 million pesos in it. 1 million. And I came up to you and I said, sir, ma'am, I'm going to give you this 1 million pesos here. It's all yours. You can do whatever you want with it, but my catch. And the catch is, you have to come back to me within 3 days, 72 hours, and you got to give me 122,000 pesos in exchange for 1 million pesos. Do you think you can find the 122 in exchange for 1 million? Kayo mo hanapin yun? Yes? Okay? Well, here's the last example that I'm going to share regarding that. And I apologize, like I said, I may say some things tonight that may not make you happy. But this is a wake-up call. This is reality. What happens if you have a son, a daughter, niece, or nephew, and the doctors came up to you and says, sir, ma'am, we have a procedure we have to do, and it's very critical that we do it within 3 days, within 72 hours, and it's going to cost you 122,000 pesos, and you do not do it. If you do not do it, we do not know what can happen to the life of your child. Ano ngayon, can you find 122 to save your child's life? Yes, you can. You see, it was never really the amount of money, because I didn't say 1 million. Iba pag-usapan pag sasabihin ko ng 1 million, right? Medyo makikita mahanapin yun. But if you say 122 to save your child's life, trust me, for the life of you will find the 122 to save your child's life. There's no difference in how badly you want it. It boils down to what is my burning desire? How badly do I want to change in my life? Okay? So the 122 is not a problem. Let's continue. So the bigger the package you invest in, the greater return incentives you receive. Uno Premier Direct Business Bonus. We only have about 4 more slides to go. We're done. 4 or 5, very, very short presentation. Okay, this is you. You go out and you invite your first business partner. He comes in at the okay lang level. He comes in at the okay level of per year. You make 1,320 pesos cash immediately, right away, and in 2,250 pesos product certificate that you can redeem in products. And let's say you go out and you invite your second business partner because you're treating it like a real business. And you go out and invite this guy, and he comes in at the elite level at 61.2. You make 2,640 pesos cash immediately and a 4,500 product certificate. Now let's say you go out and you invite your next business partner, and he's really serious. You know, he's a real businessman or businesswoman, and he comes in at the global level, and you will get 5,280 pesos cash and a 9,000 product certificate. Wow, we could lose a lot of belly fat for 9,000, right? Imagine if you had 9,000 pesos in product, and you went out there and you selected only people that can afford 122 and above. Of course, you don't want to give it to just anyone because they're right? So you look for people that can afford 122, and if you gave NutriFat to these people, 9,000 of it away, do you not think that you will find at least 2, 3, or 4, maybe even more global signups because the product works and they want to lose weight and they don't want to pay retail for it. And since it's so good, they cannot help but share it with their friends. Say, wait a minute, I'm already sharing it with my friend. Why not I make some money too? Right? And that is the beauty of this business. Okay? Little career dual business bonus. Now we're going to separate the difference between high ticket and low ticket. On the surface, you may say, oh, alam ko yun eh. That's very common with networking companies. Well, let's analyze this for a second. Okay, you have a business line. Let's separate your left business line from your right business line. Okay, let's say you go out and invite your first business partner, and we'll call him A, we'll call him Al, and he comes in at the global level. Remember, you make 5,280 and 9,000. Ayun sa last slide, right? Like the last slide. Okay, then you go and invite Barry, and Barry comes in at global level. You make another 5,280 and 9,000. Now the company says every time you have one on the left, one on the right, and if it came from them or from the person above you bring someone in, you will still get 14,400 every single time. Not like network marketing, 1,500, right? Time you go to Jollibee, you do a presentation for 6 of your friends. The time you're done, lugi ka na. Pamasahe pa lang, lugi ka na. Right? Okay? But if you add this up, the 5,280, 9,000, 5,280, 9,000, 14,400, how much is that? 42,960 pesos. That is huge. Right? That's close to $1,000. Just inviting 2 people. Right? Now let's separate this. Let's take a look at this. Traditional and non-traditional. Traditional and high ticket. Let's say this gentleman, Anthony. Okay, Anthony, let's pretend you are my friend, okay? And we've been friends for a very long time. I want you to think in real life terms. I want you to really don't try to think what I want to hear from you. I want you to be real with me. And I came up to you and I said, Anthony, you know, you and I, we are best friends. I mean, we are better than best friends. We're even closer than brothers. You trust me, I trust you, you love me, I love you like my best friend, and you absolutely even trust me with your life. And I came up to you and I said, Anthony, I ran into this great business. Don't worry about what the products are. Just trust me on this. I want you to believe me. I want you to start with me. I want you to join me. It's only 7,000 pesos. Will you be my partner today? We are best friends. 7,000 only. You're my best friend. I'm asking you for my help. And you trust me. Of course, right? He says yes. Why? Right? Okay. Of course he's gonna say yes, right? Because he wants to help me, right? Pero ang tanong, si Anthony, gagawin niya ba yung negosyo? Hindi. Maybe not. Maybe he'll go to his first friend and your name is April. It says, April, oh my God, I got this great business, you know, that Johnny put me to this program. I think it's really good. I don't understand it yet, but I really like it. I want you to join me, April. Will you join me? Ano yan, networking? Oh, networking. Ayaw ko. Ayaw mo, April? Ayaw mo talaga? Ayaw ko. Ayaw mo? Sige, ayaw ko na rin. Right? Right? So Anthony says, you know, mahirap tong negosyo. Networking. 7,000 pa lang. Walang pera si April eh. Di ba? Di ba? So, right? So what is Anthony gonna say? You know what? Sige. Okay lang yun. Kaibigan ko naman si Johnny. I help Johnny. You know, that's my part. He's my best friend. I love him like my brother. I help him out. Okay lang. Kaya natapon yung 7,000 kasi ikita ko naman yun sa trabaho ko o sa negosyo ko. Right? So he can throw it away. He doesn't care. But now, tingnan mo, kahit magkaibigan kami, ngayon, ibang usapan. Right? I go to him and I said, oh my God, Anthony, I got this great business. Don't ask me what it is. Just give me 122,000. Will you give me 122? Of course not, right? No way. Kahit magkaibigan kami, he says, alright, hindi ko gagawin yun, right? Right? So now he goes to April. Let's say April's still a very wealthy woman. He says, April, will you join me 122? Kasi she says, hindi ako interesado dyan. Ayaw mo, April? Ayaw mo? Sige, bahala ka sa buhay mo. Next. Right? So what's going to happen? Anthony is not going to stop. He's going to keep going and going and going until he finds the next partner that will invest 122. Why? Kasi hindi siya willing itapon yung 122 niya. He will not throw that he'll never throw 122,000 away, right? But what does Anthony know? He knows one very important thing. If he invests and he says, okay, I will partner with you, if he understands investment, if he likes it, if you understood it, Anthony, you truly understood it, you thought it was for you, and you know that since I'm your friend, we're going to work together, I'm going to help you, will you be my partner today? If you saw the return of investment, you thought it could work for you, would you be my partner today? Yes, probably. Yes, he would, right? But what does Anthony know? He knows he has to find 2 business partners. So he still will not do it, but if he understood he has two business partners and he's willing to invest in 122, what is that going to do? For the life of this business, he's going to fund his two business partners. He will not stop. And this is why it becomes easier, it becomes faster, and there is no resistance. You see? And this is a fact, right? So what happens now? Al goes out and he finds his first business partner. What does Al make? He makes a 5,289,000 just like you, right? Katulad mo, right? Barry does the same thing. He now makes a 5,289,000 just like you. Al completes his second business partner. Al makes a 42,960 just like you, right? Barry completes his second business partner. He makes a 42,960 just like you. How much did you make? You made 28,800 pesos. What did you do? Nothing. Wala. All you did is you helped Al and Barry to do what? To merely invite just two people. Not to present, not to explain. Just like what I did 17 years ago. When I was 17 years old, 23 years ago, I never explained. All I did was invite. I let the professional explainer do the presentation for me, right? Okay. Now, these four are going to go out and get two each, right? In month 3, let's say month 3 to be conservative. I don't like to do like networking company, but next week, right? I don't want to do that. Let's say month 3, that's 57,600. Those four get two each. That's 815,200. Those 8 go out and get two each. That's 230,400 pesos, right? Now, haven't you noticed something here? I didn't add it up. Di ko siya tinate. Because you know what, like I said, I don't really appreciate hype. And I'm sure that you guys are educated enough to do the math yourself to add it up, and you could tell that the return of your investment is pretty strong, right? For only 122,000 investment, not 1 million to barely net 80 to 100,000 pesos, and that's still you have to work the business and build it, right? And you're looking in the first several months, right? Here, you're already in a profitable position from day one by inviting the very first person. Right? Now, there is one thing that I can't ignore though. This here does not stop. It goes to infinity. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Let me share with you how powerful this is. Remember my question in the beginning? How many of you have ever experienced making 5 million to 15 million a month, right? Why did I ask that? Because it's exactly what happened to me. This is why I was doing over 300,000 pesos. $300,000 a month. How? Because it's like popcorn. If it's high ticket, it's high ticket because the returns are so big, right? It's like popcorn. The first month, 14.4. Now it gets a little faster because the second month you have more people going out and finding their two business partners. 14.4. Then the next month it gets a little bit faster. 44. The next month, and the next month, pretty soon. It is powerful. Very, very powerful. And you know why? They will not throw away their 122,000, and this is why it absolutely works. Unlike networks, everybody only need to just find 2 people, more like 200, right? And that is the problem in traditional network marketing. Okay, so let's continue. And now we have the direct matching bonus. This is very, very powerful. Let's compare this to traditional networking. This is you go out and see Al. And let's say Al, after 6 months, to be conservative, 6 months later, he's doing 200,000 pesos a month. In network marketing, if you invite him in traditional networking, maybe you got a fast start bonus of maybe 500 pesos one time, right? Now, if Al went out and he built his team of people, do you make any money? No, you make 0. You don't make anything off of Al because you still have to qualify. There's all kinds of things you have to do in network marketing to reach a different level of pay, right? But here with Uno Premier, let's say that Al's making 200,000 pesos after 6 months. The company says we're going to give you a lifetime royalty of 10% for the rest of your life. That's 20,000 pesos every time that Al's making a check. You're getting 10% of that. That is absolutely powerful. So the bigger Al's check gets, the bigger your check gets, right? Okay, now let's say you went out and you found your second business partner, say Barry. Now I want to be a little bit more realistic. Let's say that Barry, after 6 months to 1 year, take note, I said 6 months to 1 year to be conservative. Let's say he's doing about 500,000 pesos a month. Now you may find that, is that real? 500,000 pesos a month? Is that really, can that happen? Or did you know that there's people here in this program that just getting started, and this is absolutely factual information, just within 4 3, 4, 5 months are already averaging 500 to 700 to 1 million pesos a month. In fact, we have people that are in Dubai right now in less than a year. In 8 months, they already bought themselves their Lamborghini, right? Just think about it. Every time you have 2, that's 42,000, right? Everybody, they bring in 14.4. Then the numbers get bigger and bigger. 14.4, 14.4, 14.4. It gets really big, right? So when I say 500,000 after 6 months to 1 year, to be conservative, that's 50,000, right? Now you say, well, somebody, Johnny, what happens if I want to invite one more person? Can I do that? Yes, you can. But remember, it's only 2, right? So where are you going to place? Let's say you brought in CC, Charlie. Well, you have nowhere else to place Charlie but either to give it to your left or to your right, right? Like, for example, April and Anthony, right? So I bring in Rolly, and I bring in Rolly. I say, you know what, where am I going to put Rolly? I either have to give it to April or Anthony. Okay, I'll give Rolly to April. And then now, April, right? Okay, now April's going to say, wow, Johnny, does that mean I'm going to make 14,400 pesos now? Yes, April, just go find yourself one business partner and you will match it and make 14.4 off of my efforts, right? And that is very powerful. Now, now check this out. What happens if you two came in, right? And April says, you know, I really see the opportunity, I want to do this. Well, what happens, April? You said, you know what? I'll think about it. And the very next person, see, Rodi I brought in, he has some major contacts in Dubai, or Abu Dhabi, or Sharjah, or Pakistan. And that person he brought in could have went underneath you. Guess what? It would have been game over. Your life would have been set for the rest of your life, because you have a whole country growing underneath you, and all you had to do was work on the other side. But because you said, I'll think about it, you just threw away the winning lotto ticket that could have changed your life. That's why you do not want to procrastinate here. Okay, now, where would Rolly go? Rolly would go under April, right? April, right? Okay, so here's Alan Berry, but because he's your direct, Charlie will direct to you even though Charlie falls over here. You understand? The mechanics is it goes wide, but they go underneath you here. Okay, now let's say he's making 500, another 50, then you bring in David, and then David's making $1 million after 6 months to 1 year. That's another 100,000. Right, that's 220,000 pesos every single month. Actually, it's weekly, but I don't like to say that because I want to be conservative. Let's say monthly, 220, and book control. And besides that, what do you get? 14.4, 14.4, 14.4, 14.4, 14.4, 14.4, 14.4. You start to see how powerful this is, right? Besides the matching bonus of 10% of everybody's dual bonus, you're getting additional 10% of their income. That is powerful, right? Let's take a look at the next 2 slides. Last 2 slides. Okay, we're going to put your level bonus. Now we know that we have Al, Barry, Charlie, David. Alam natin, we know that Charlie and David is over here, right? And this whole tree is getting really, really big, right? On the dual bonus, right? But they're growing wide also, right? And this tree is going to get really, really big. Why? Because everybody wants to lose belly fat, right? Everybody wants to lose weight. And if the product absolutely works and delivers, that tree is going to grow so big. And the company says, you know what? We're going to pay 29% throughout all $10 of product purchase points monthly. Now let me give you the very last example for tonight. Compared to traditional networking and high ticket. You see, in traditional networking, they'll never give you this. They say, oh yeah, on paper, they'll say, oh yeah, you get 29%. But they don't tell you this. They don't tell you that you only get the pay on the first 2 levels. In order to get paid on the rest, you have to rank up and qualify. So you have to have team or organization volume, team volume, personal recruits, right? Then you have to spend so much money every month. You have to do sales. And then let's say the first month you did make it. They always give you about 30 days to make a rank, right? So let's say the first 30 days, it wasn't that difficult. You made it, now this comes to, okay, now we're going to pay on level 3. And then now if you want to get up to the next several levels, you got to rank up again. Now this is where it gets hard. Because the higher you get in position, the harder it gets to make it to the next level. Because now your quotas, your maintenance, your team volume, your organization volume almost doubles, right? They give you 30 days to get to do this, right? And let's say you're working the program and you gotta produce this money. You got 30 days, you're working it, and you're 15 days in, and you're 20,000 pesos away to making the next rank. And now you're working, now you're 10 days. and you're earning 15,000 away, and you're working, you're getting close, 5 days away, you'll need about 6 more thousand pesos in volume until you can get to your next position. You're working, and we know it's Tuesday, 2:30 is cutoff time, 2:30 Tuesday. You're so close, you're right there. You're on that very day, and you're only 3,000 pesos away. It's 1:30, and you're so close, you're right there, and 2:30 comes, and you did not make it. Oh my God. Oh, I worked so hard for that. Ang hirap to, sige, balik na lang ako sa Jollibee. Right? That's very, very hard. And what happens here? What do you say? Ay, manuloko yung company na yun. Sila kumikita, hindi naman ako eh. Di ba? Swerte yung upline ko. Ang dami niya kinita sa akin, pero ako wala. Kasi hindi ko kaya abutin yung requirements, right? And then what do you say? You leave network markets. I don't ever want anything to do with it. It's very hard, very difficult. And guess what? You think, well, the company makes all the money you know. Well, you know, sadly to say, that's kind of a little bit true, right? And you cannot do that to businessmen and businesswomen, especially in the AV market. This is why they will not have anything to do with traditional networking. Because in a businessman, he says, okay, this is my investment. What is my return? Give me straight numbers. Let's not play any games here. Well, with Uno Premier, it's a real business. Whatever you invest, whatever your business makes a traditional business, you make it all, right? Besides, of course, overhead and all the other things associated with traditional business we don't like. But here with Uno Premier, whatever you put in, you invest into this business, the company says, we're going to pay you on everything at all 10 levels with no rank qualifications. Right? Straight business. Straight business. No hocus pocus, no back doors, no hidden agenda, straight business. Everything your business makes, you get paid. Okay? Last slide. Uno Premier International Global Profit Share Pool. Now this is very, very important. See, a lot of network marketing companies offer a share pool, but they make it very, very difficult for you to also achieve this. But let me share something with you here. Here, because it's the law of two and it's a high-ticket program, we know it grows very, very fast, right? So we know that you'll be able to reach levels of profit sharing, but this is the problem here now. See, people say, wait, somebody like Johnny, isn't it that Uno Premier is just getting started, so the pie is not that big? So what is really there to share if the pie is still growing, right? But the company has a saying, and our saying is, be privileged, right? And sometimes, believe it or not, and the reason I say this is because I heard it from someone, they actually got offended. They said, don't be privileged, akala nila kung sino sila, parang religion, sila lang maliligtas, right? Right? So the company says, how can we truly make them privileged without just saying the words, be privileged, and make it sound unique or premier, right? So the company says, so the big three, William Hurting Oliver says, sandali lang, wait a minute. Isn't it that we also own Uno Local, our other company, the mother company? And the mother company is doing about, they're doing billions of pesos a year. We have over 800 to 1,000 distributors. Why not take that big profit from that pie, put it together with this small growing profit of Uno Premier that's growing pretty fast now, put it all together, and let's go ahead and pay our Uno Premier business members 12% of that profit share. Powerful, right? Try putting your money in the bank. Get 0.025%. You think you're really making a profit share off that? Or you think you're making any money? Absolutely not. Right? Unless you have multi millions of pesos in your account, right? Then it may make a little bit of a difference, right? So here, earn a global profit share based on another way, right? 12% of the total points of all repurchased products sold to Uno and Uno Premier members worldwide is placed in the company share pool. All you have to do is get started today, right? And that's pretty much our short presentation. In fact, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close out this presentation here in a few minutes. I want to call someone up here to give a very short testimonial. After that, I'll close out the night. I'm going to share with you a formula that I've been teaching for the last 23 years, been implementing it very strong for the last 6 to 7 years. And with this formula, believe it or not, I have taken over 66 people to multi-million-dollar status, literally. I've taken tens of thousands of my students a high multiple 5 and 6-figure dollar income. And tonight, I'm going to share this formula with you. Okay, would you guys like to hear that formula? Yes. Okay, but before I do so, the person I want to call up here is not to brag or to be a show off or anything like that. It's just to show the credibility that this system actually works. I know many of you have your houses, your cars, and that is not what this is about. It's just to really show you what this is all about, how our system works. And one thing I want to share with you in this business, in order to be successful in network marketing, there's one very important rule you need to know. If you want to be successful in network marketing, you have to have a true, genuine love and care for the people that you work with. Because if you're all about this and your pocket, and you don't have this part, it means nothing. You won't get anywhere. And this person that I'm going to invite up here, he's a major leader, and he started from nothing. He came out of being a warehouse manager for 7-Eleven, working out of the warehouse. And today his life has absolutely been transformed because of Uno Premier. And this guy is nothing but all heart. Let's put our hands together for no other than Drew and Duma.
Okay, thank you po, Sir Johnny. Sorry guys, Tagalog lang po. I'm Julian Duma po from Mindoro. Ayan, nag-start po sa networking, walang-wala din po ako. And then, hindi po ganito yung tsura ko dati. Mas malala pa po rito. Okay? And then, yung mga nangyari sa akin, na-invite po ng kuya ko. Ang naging work ko po before, naging warehouse man, saka naging janitor ko na rin. Kasi walang choice, kasi wala akong natapos. Kaya pag wala akong natapos, tapos ka talaga. And then good news, na-invite mo sa networking. Noong una, hindi ko naniniwala sa networking kasi kala ko kang mayaman. Kala ko sa mga nakatapos na. Kaya lang, wala akong magawa, nag-try lang po ako. Hindi nung nag-try ako, good news po, wala akong sumasama sa akin. kasi ako muna yung tinitingnan, ako muna yung tingin, siyempre ang Pilipino, to sis to bigay, tapos siyempre yung itsura, lalo na pag babae yung invite mo, takbo agad. Siyempre, nakakaya. Kung takbo, tatakbo din po ako. Takbuhan na lang kami, okay? Kaya lang, dahil sa gigil ko, na gusto ko rin masenso, dahil gusto ko rin buhay na Mindoro, na may sinabi rin sa buhay. Kaya hindi po ako dito, and then good news po, nangyari din po, yung inaasam-asam ko. And then yun po, grabe yung naging blessing sa akin ng networking. Ayan po, ngayon po, yan, dati kamukha ko si Blackjack, ngayon po, si Obama na. And then, grabe, ayan, ito po yung unang buwan ko sa unang premiere, kumita po ako ng 103,000, ayan, 103,000. And then, kahit hindi yung bagay, binabagay sa akin. And then, pwede. Tapos, after 6 months ko po sa unang premiere, yan, bumili po ako ng kotse ko, yan, latest ko, Montero Sports, ayan. Kulay puti para madali ako makita. Ayan, kasi kung itim, baka hindi na ako makita. And then, good news po, kahit hindi bagay sa akin, binabagay. And then, right now po, may driver pa po ako. Dati nung nag-networking ako, sabit-sabit lang po si Jeep, minsan walang pamasahe. Kaya lang minsan ako po napapagkama ng driver. Okay lang, at least, grabe talaga. Kaya guys, gusto mga nandito sa loob, wala namang mawawala pag nag-try kayo. Sa akin po, wala akong nawala. Kasi bakit? Matagal lang po ako wala. Kaya wala ako talagang mawawala. Tama? Kaya guys, open mind. Sa opportunity, bihira itong dumating sa buhay natin. Tulad ko po, kung wala ako rito ngayon, hindi ko alam kung anong trabaho ko ngayon. Hindi ko alam kung nasaan po ako ngayon. Buti na lang po, may ulo rin. Grabe ko yun. After 2 months po, kinita po, ayan, umabot po ng 317,000. Grabe ho. Kaya ngayon po, hindi na po ako mukhang bodegero, mukhang may-ari na ng bodega. Okay? Kaya guys, kung kaya ko po, mas kaya nyo. Look at me. Diba ho? Wala ko tayong magkakaiba. Meron pa lang. May itsura lang po kayo. Good luck po. God bless po. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joe. Wow. I'm telling you, network marketing can truly transform your life. But first of all, you need to understand you have to treat it like a real business, right? Well, here's the formula. Okay, but before I do, I'm going to share some slides with you so you can see the company and other things. Here, let's see. Let's go all the way up. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is the corporate office being now renovated. So you can see how amazing it is when you do invite your business associates or friends to see what Uno Premier is all about. You can see how beautiful our office is from the reception room when you invite them over. Then the executive lounge area. And man, look at that ceiling. Isn't that amazing? That is just gorgeous, right? Wow, talking about being premier, right? This company really sets the pace, right? Okay, then here we have the presentation rooms with soundproof, that and there's dividers for each section here, right? Okay, so you can see how it looks, very, very beautiful. And then we have a VIP room if you have a special guest that you'd like to do a presentation with, right? Very, very professional, but absolutely beautiful. Right, and also just so you know, this is I didn't talk about this product yet. It's a new addition to our product called the Nobel soap. Some of you probably saw the video earlier. It has sheer butter and all of the great ingredients. It's absolutely an amazing soap. I've been using it recently, and I'm not a girl, okay, but I use it on my face, and it is amazing, okay. So take advantage right now. Buy one, take one, okay. Then also for those who would like to get started with Premiere and would like to get involved in the 30, 60, or at the 122, we do accept credit cards at 0% interest. Take advantage of that right now with HSBC, BDO, BPI, and Metro Bank. It expires on June 30, so take advantage of it now, okay? Also, if you have anybody that's in Lagos or Abuja, any friends or OFWs out there that you know, get them involved. Well, first of all, you need to get involved. Right, as you see, Lagos has started since June 8, now all the way to June 13. Okay, so we're already ongoing every day with our business presentations. Okay, then in the USA, already Chicago passed us June 5, San Francisco June 10, and then Los Angeles is June 11. So we're actually advanced here, so there's still time to invite someone for tomorrow, okay, in the US. And in our Beverly Hills, we're the only Filipino company in the Philippines and now in the United States that has a corporate office in network marketing. And here it is in Los Angeles, California. Absolutely amazing. First Filipino network marketing company opened up in the United States. Right? Very, very powerful. Okay. Then this June 13 on Saturday, we have a training with Ricky Torres. Okay. So you want to go ahead and attend that training on the 10 ways to earn. Okay, so this Saturday, that will be at 2 p.m. sharp at SM Aura. Okay, now also for you guys to know, we're the only network marketing company right now currently in the Philippines that has a show called At the Top, which I'm the host, celebrity host for Uno Premier, not celebrity host for Philippines PTV4, okay? And with my partner, Millie, okay, that's every Saturday, 9:15 p.m. and Sunday, that replays at 1:30 p.m. And this is for brand recognition of your business. And if you'd like to advertise, put your name up there, or you have a business you'd like to advertise, you're welcome to do that. Get together with our staff, and we'll actually introduce you to the person in charge of putting your ad up there, even with Uno Premier, because I'm telling you, we get so many callers. Why not have some of those callers for you and have them partner up with you with Uno Premier, because they absolutely love the show. They love what we have. They love the business concept. Take advantage of that. It's not expensive to advertise. Okay? Now, the formula. First of all, the number one thing you need to do is you need to get involved now. Now. Okay, I know many of you were not prepared, you didn't come here with the money, but find yourself within the first 24, 48 hours to come up with the money. To come in at the global level at 122. And if you feel that 122 is still not for you, there's a 60 and the 30, but I really recommend the 122 because you're gonna thank me for that. Because most of the people you approach, when you say, they're gonna say, oh, what are you? Oh, I'm at the career level. Then why are you talking to me about global, right? But they say, oh, what are you? Oh, I'm at the global business entry. Oh, really? Global? Okay, you know what? I'll do global too. See, people follow by example. So number one, get signed up right away within the next 72 hours. Okay? Better yet, 24 to 48. Secondly, what you need to do is you need to plug yourself into the trainings. You're going to get one of the best trainings here on how to invite people without ever getting a no. We're going to show you how to invite people and lead people that have money, that will actually take your invitation and come and sit down here and they will invest. Believe it or not, just recently, just on one of our sit-in presentations, did you know that we did over 700,000 pesos in signups? That's right. And what did these people do? All they did was invite, right? So that's all you have to do. Let us do the work for you. All you do is invite. Third, and here it is. Now pay attention to this. This is the last part of it. For the next 18 months, for the next 18 months. You're going to treat this, for one, you're going to treat this like a real business. For 18 months, you're going to go out there and you're going to invite just one person per week. Just one. Or you can go back to that job that you do 40 hours a week and maybe work for a boss that you absolutely hate, right? Or you could do this just part-time, even spare time, just one person per week, 2 hours a week. You're going to invite one person per week for the next 18 months. Now, it does not matter. It does not matter if this person comes by your invitation, it either shows up or does not show up. It does not matter. What matters is that you're here every week and you invited one person per week. Now, it does not matter if that person that you invited, if he invests or does not invest. It does not matter. All you have to do is for 18 months, all you're going to do is invite one person per week. And do not give up no matter what. You're going to keep going and going and going for the next 18 months. And I promise you, for the 18 months, if you do not give up and invite one person per week, you will be driving your Lamborghini. Good night to you all. God bless. See you at the top.
Global.